Hi friends, I'm Anouk, Nook for short, and welcome to another Nook's Hooks vlog. So, I'm a crocheter. I mainly focus on selling patterns, and twice a year I do a con where I actually also sell my plushies. Now, in this vlog, I'm going to be doing a bit of everything. It's just going to be a casual weekly vlog where I show you everything I'm making, everything I have made in the past 2 weeks, because I haven't spoken to you guys. I haven't updated you guys on anything I've made in the past 2 weeks because 2 weeks ago was my con. I'm going to talk about everything I'm planning to make. I'm going to do a yarn haul, and I have something super, super excited, which has something to do with a new yarn brand in the US that I am personally incredibly excited about for you guys. So be sure to stick around if you want to see more about that. So what we're going to start off with is a little yarn haul from my favorite brand, which is Woolon's Bunny Baby. I use that yarn almost exclusively. It really is my favorite yarn. I buy it from Lily Wools. I think Lily Wools only ships to EU countries, so in Europe, part of the EU. But yeah, I use Woolon's Bunny Baby, my absolute favorite yarn. Now, after my con 2 weeks ago, I placed a massive yarn order to restock on a bunch of colors I needed. For example, I was all out of white, I was all out of light gray, I was all out of my nice light blue. I needed some more of my salmon pink. I placed a massive order. I think there were about 80 skeins in this order, give or take a little bit. I spent about 300 euros on this order, also give or take a little bit. But unfortunately, it's lost in the mail right now. And I really, really needed this yarn. I waited for it for about a week, longer than a week actually, and the status hadn't updated in like a really long time. I think over a week the status hadn't updated, so I contacted Lily Wools. They were kind enough to actually call the shipping company, which I didn't even expect that. I just figured, maybe she knows a little more about the status than I do. The package is lost. Nothing Lily Wools did wrong. This is all up to the shipping company. But yeah, I have to wait 30 days to see if they'll find the package, and only then will they either refund it or, if they found it, send it my way. Now I have prep to do, so I am not about to wait 30 days for yarn. So I place another order with Lily Wools, which is an emergency order with like the colors I really, really needed right now to work on stuff. Because, for example, I really needed to work on cows, so I really needed a lot of white. I also needed, I needed to work on strawberry cows, so I bought a lot of white and also a lot of my salmon pink yarn. So yeah, and that one came in like 3 days. So very happy that I placed that order because I have been able to crochet with it already. I'm gonna show you the yarn haul right now, but 2 skeins are already missing from that haul because I used a skein of white and I used a salmon pink to make plushies, which I will show you the plushies after the yarn haul. Here we have the emergency order of yarn. Let's go through it. I ordered 2 skeins of blue. This is specifically to make blueberry things because those were popular at my con too. I got 2 in this red color to make strawberry cows, strawberry bears, of course. I got 2 in the light blue. Apparently I got 3 reds. 2 skeins of this salmon pink. The other one is actually already finished. So I got 2 skeins of these. 2 skeins of light gray, and this is specifically because I want to make Totoro hoodie bears. And now these are because I am going on a cow kick and also making some white dragons as well. 7 skeins of white yarn. So these 2 are very creamy white. These 3 are quite pearly white, like a bit more milky, and then this is like a pure white. And of this one I had 2 skeins, but as I said, I've already used up one of those. I also got a little free lollipop, as I always do. So that was my emergency yarn order while I'm waiting for my actual massive restock to come in. Next up, I think we should go over everything I made. So if you didn't see my last video, I made a plan of everything I want to make for the next con. Now the next con is only in November, but according to my plan, I need to make about half a plushie a day if I want to reach my goal by that con, which is quite a lot because nearly all the plushies I bring are these sizes, so the bears and the sleeping dragons, which are not the quickest makes. They take me between 1 and 2 hours each, and that means roughly I need an hour of crochet a day while I don't crochet every day. So I definitely need to get a head start and crochet whenever I can, already prep for this market so that I have a head start and I can relax a bit more during the summer. So I made a list of everything I wanted to prep. I printed it off and like made little circles of things that I can tick off that I have to make. And the biggest one on here is 14 strawberry cows that I have to make because those were super popular. But in the meantime, I was able to make, let me count, 10 plushies. Of those 10 plushies, 5 of them were sleeping dragons, which is my newest low-sew pattern. It's actually no-sew. All you have to do is attach the tail to the chin. I started by completing the rainbow, for which I made one yellow one and one pink one. I also made a green one, but that one is currently downstairs. I also have the orange one left from the con. That one was the only one that didn't sell. And during the con, I also made an extra purple one. The purple one is also downstairs, so I can't show you that one. So I made these two and a green one, and then today I went ahead and made these. Now, these still need eyes, so ignore that. But I made these two bloom dragons. I believe this is Premier Bloom, something like that. I'm not from the US, so we don't have this yarn here. I ordered it from the US, so it was pricey, but it was worth it. I just got all the bloom yarn, 2 skeins of each, just so I could make bloom dragons. And they use up less than a skein per, so I still have a lot of bloom for other things. But I made 5 dragons, including the green one that's still downstairs. Then I had planned to make 2 of these, and I did make 2, and I also went ahead and made an actual mod pattern for them and posted it over on Patreon. I don't sell these on Etsy. I don't sell them on my Instagram. I don't post them for free on my Instagram because it is a character, and I just think posting it over on Patreon is the safest option for me. So here it is. We have a version with the ears falling down and a version with the ears pointing up, which is a mod to my hoodie bears pattern. Now, if you're new to my patterns, I need to give a little explanation, as I always have to do in my vlogs. All of my bigger patterns, which are the ones you see here and here, they're modular, so you can mix and match different patterns. It can get a bit complex, so I highly recommend you read my little explanation page that's linked down below that's called About My Patterns. That will make a lot of things clear if you're having trouble understanding how my patterns work, because modular patterns are going to be a bit more complex than just plain patterns. Now, I also get a lot of questions about the strawberry mod for the hood. That's not included in the original pattern because I didn't have it when I made the original pattern. It's just adding little embroidered seeds to the hoodie and then a little stem on the top of the hoodie. The little stem is also explained in the About My Patterns page linked below. So if you want to make a strawberry version, it's linked down there. You can find the information there. Now, the last 3 things I made were hoodie cows, specifically strawberry cows. These strawberry cows were so popular at my con. I believe we sold 11 or no. I think we sold 9 out of 10 of them, so I'm aiming for 15 at my next con. I got a good head start on those. I actually did it like an assembly line. I already made 7 hoods, 14 arms, 7 mouths, and then I started making some cows. And I was able to finish 3 cows already in the most popular colorway, which is the salmon pink hoodie with a white and light toned cow. Here are the 3 cows. I'll show you one more up close. Oh, the ear is sticking up. We don't like that. But yes, here is one of the strawberry cows. Now this is one of my absolute favorite patterns. Yeah, I just enjoy this so much, and the end result is always super, super duper cute. So yes, I made 3 of those, very pleased with that. I'm still working on more, still got 4 hoods left, and then I need to make another 7 strawberry cows. Now, this yarn haul combined with these strawberry cows brings me to some incredibly exciting news. Because remember how I said that Wallen's Money Baby is only available in the EU? Well, I'm super happy to say that my favorite yarn is now also available in the US. I know a big part of my following is from the US, so I'm super, super excited to announce this. Here's some of the skeins of yarn. We'll look at them in detail a bit later, but it's called Jelly Chunky by CENILCO Yarns. But before we get into that, I want to tell a funny story about this. So one of my dear, dear crochet friends who has a crochet page called The Crafty Fox had been talking to me about this yarn that she was using. Now the yarn that she was using was only available for purchase on Etsy in the US, and it was this really new brand that not a lot of other people knew of. But I started to notice like, wait, the yarn you're using looks like the colorways look so similar to the colorways I use. And the more I looked into it, the colorways were the exact same. So without knowing, me and my very dear friend all the way in the US were using the same yarn. It comes from the same factory. They're using the same manufacturer over in Turkey. So my friend over there was also using the yarn that I love very dearly. So I actually already knew that this yarn was a dupe for the yarn I always use. Now, CENILCO went offline for a little bit because I believe they wanted to move their brand away from Etsy and actually start up more of a brand that can be sold by local sellers. So I didn't see them around for a little bit, and then out of the blue I get a message on Instagram being like, hey, we're a new yarn brand, we think you'd love our yarn, would you want to give it a try? And this was CENILCO. I hope I'm pronouncing the brand name right. Either way, I was like, oh my god, yes, I know you guys. You guys are amazing. It's the same brand as what I always use. Wallen's Bunny Baby. It's my absolute favorite yarn. Not sponsored in any way to say that. It really is the yarn I always use. So when they reached out, I was like, heck yes, now I can tell all my US friends where they can get the exact same yarn as I use and the exact same colorways that I use. So I went ahead and told CENILCO which yarns I use the most, which are mostly these yarns, the ones you see in my strawberry cows. So let's go ahead and open up the package that I got from CENILCO so that I can show you guys that the yarn really is the exact same. Starting off with the white yarn. Now, this is not the same yarn as I used in this bear because this one is like the pure white and this is more of the milky white that I was talking about. But this is Wallen's Bunny Baby, this is CENILCO. It is the same yarn. Feels the same, looks the same. Yeah, just overall great yarn. The CENILCO shade of this is color number 03. Next up, we have my absolute favorite green. You can see it right here too. It's this pistachio green. Look how stunning it is. I use it all the time for frog bears, and I use it all the time for the little stem that goes on top of the head. Now, I don't have any other US-based yarns that I can compare this to, except for Bloom. I would say it's slightly thinner than Bloom, but only slightly. The Premier Bloom yarn, and it's super comparable to Hobie Baby Snuggle if you've used that yarn before. This is the shade 70. Next up is the yarn I often use for the hooves. It looks slightly different, but that's because this skein of yarn actually had a weird texture to it, but the color is nearly the same. It looks a bit darker, but that's the texture. So this shade is number 53. Now, CENILCO does not have a local shop. They are a brand that sells to yarn stores in the US. So you'll find them on Amazon and maybe in some local shops. I'll try to find some links that work in the US, but I don't live in the US, so I can't make any promises on whether that will work or not. Then I also have this brown shade, which is my favorite shade to make bears with. Here I quickly grabbed that one bear again, and you can see the shade is the same. It's such great yarn, and I love, love, love this shade, so highly recommend. This is shade number 56. Also, the color options in this yarn are insane. I'm going to show you after I show you this last skein. My absolute favorite pink, this salmony pink. Once again, it's the same shade. I love this pink so much. It's such a hit as hoodie bears in my cons, so I highly recommend. This is color 43. Then they did send me some other goodies, so some other of their lines to try out. I haven't even used these before, not even in the Woolons Bunny Baby variants, if Woolons even has these variants. We have a CENILCO Yarns Jelly Chunky Glitter, which I hope you can tell. Can you? I can't tell in the little screen. It's full of glitters and it's stunning. This is in shade 4. Then I got another Jelly Chunky Glitter in the shade 17. I think you can tell a little better on this yarn. And then they sent me some fluffy yarns as well, which I'm very excited to use because they sent me perfect colors to make bears with. This is called CENILCO Fox Chunky, and this is the shade 100, no, this is the shade 2. So I think this one is very comparable to the creamy white that I showed you, like the colorway. And then lastly, they sent me another one of the fox yarn, which is a brown yarn. Again, perfect for making bears. And this is color number 19. Now they also sent me a color chart. So if you needed any proof that they have all the shades you could ever need, look at this. So freaking stunning. Look at all the different shades of pink and reds. Here's my absolute favorites. I use these a lot too for strawberries. Down here there's a couple that I would say are also a little bit pink. You have so many different blues, so many different yellows, the browns, the grays, and the greens as well. The green colors and the pink colors are what really sold me Woolons Bunny Baby in the beginning, and also CENILCO yarn for my US friends. I absolutely love, love, love this yarn. I was gifted this yarn, but it didn't come with a contract or anything. I genuinely love this yarn, and it's what I use all the time, and I couldn't be more excited that it's available in the US now too. Now, according to my timer, I have been yapping for the past half an hour, and that explains why I've been out of breath. I think what's next in this video is I'm gonna try and make a cow. So one of these with only CENILCO yarns. Now I will say I did not ask for this color because it's just so minimal, and I didn't want to ask for a whole skein just for this part. So I will be using Woolons Bunny Baby for that one. But yeah, the rest will all be CENILCO Chunky, and then we can compare it to one of these. Now keep in mind, I think all the cows that I made in this colorway use a different white than the white I asked for from them. So you see, this is more of the pure white and this is more of a milky white. So that will be slightly different too. But I hope you guys believe me that it's the same shades. I have some plans tonight, so I won't crochet more tonight. I might work on a little dragon, maybe, but probably off camera, and I might show you if it's done. But I think the next time I'm gonna check in will be when I'm making my CENILCO cow.
Not in the right mindset to make this work, and then last night I managed to configure it in a way that
I just do this like cotton yarn in this light salmon color.
Hi friends, it's a couple of days later. I have good reason for not checking in too much the past couple of days. Honestly, the weather has been insane and I have been spending every single minute outside. And me in sunbathing outfits is not something I want to be showing on the internet. So, I've just not been filming too much, but I have been crocheting. First off, I did finish 2 more floral dragons. This one, again, it still needs eyes. And this one, that's gonna be the last floral dragon, I believe. Then I made this one, which is a cow in more of a bright pink strawberry hoodie. And then I finished my CENILCO jelly chunky cow. Here it is. Let's compare it to one of my other cows. So, can you tell which is which? Cow number 1, cow number 2. They look exactly the same. I think I've forgotten which is which. I think the one on the right is CENILCO because this one's got the kind of weird texture on this color, which I think was the Wallens Bunny Baby skein. So if you didn't believe me that these yarns are basically the exact same, I hope you believe me now. I also saw on Amazon that if you buy one skein, it's quite expensive, but if you buy 3 of the same color, it's like more than 50% off. So highly recommend doing that if you're gonna try out this yarn, or maybe start with just a couple of skeins to see if you like it. But if you plan on using this yarn a lot, definitely buy the skeins, buy 3 per color because it's way cheaper. Anyway, you guys, I swear I did not plan for this video to turn into the most massive yarn haul you've ever seen. I have now already done the yarn haul of my emergency order of Wallens Bunny Baby. I've done the yarn haul of the CENILCO yarn, and guess what arrived? This is the heaviest box of yarn I've ever received in my life. I'm gonna try to get it in frame, but I don't think I'll be able to. So I think it's time to unbox some more yarn. Okay, I'm gonna speed run through this yarn order because I think it might be kind of boring to have a whole video just me talking about skeins of yarn that I've ordered, which are the same skeins of yarn that I always order, so speed run time. But first, I see goodies. Lily Wools has sent me, because this is new, I see that they now carry these Scheepjes Katona yarns. Absolutely stunning, and I don't know how Lily Wools knows me this well, but these are stunning colors. And I'm definitely going to be making something out of them. I just got to figure out what. I'm thinking maybe a little bag. I've been wanting to have a colorful purse lately, so maybe a little bag. Then we've got these goodies, which are some stitch markers and some darning needles. I really needed another one of those metal ones, so very pleased I got this one in here. I had 2, lost one, nearly lost the other one, so I'm glad I have an extra one now. And of course, the Lily Wools lollipops. And now for the big boy yarn order. 2 skeins of bright blue, 2 skeins of normal blue, 1 skein of this dark navy blue, 4 skeins of light blue, 1 skein of this aqua blue, 3 skeins of my favorite pistachio green, 2 skeins of this beautiful forest moss green, 1 skein of this more muted dark green, 3 skeins of the most beautiful lavender color to ever exist, 1 skein of purple, 1 skein of dark purple, 3 skeins of light butter yellow, 1 skein of bright sunny yellow, 1 skein of bright orange, dark bright orange, and 1 skein of a more muted orange, 1 mustardy gold color orange. I think it's looking a bit more brown on camera. 3 skeins of this red that has a bit more of a pinkish hue to it. 2 skeins of bright red, and this is what I mean with the pinkish hue. This one is a bit more pinky. 1 skein of this purpley pinky shade, 1 skein of bright pink, 3 skeins of light pink, 2 in this peachy light orange color, 5 skeins in this salmony pink color, which is my favorite, 2 light grays and 2 different dark grays. You can barely tell they're different, but they are. This very dusty purpley-ish shade, an even lighter peach color, this burgundy color, and these terracotta shades, which are perfect for sleeping foxes. This muted beige, which has a little bit more of a greenish tone to it. 1 skein of black, 5 skeins of my favorite light brown, 1 skein of this grayish beige-ish color that I use for the details on the cows, 4 skeins of plain white, 4 skeins of milky white, and last but not least, 4 skeins of creamy white. Now, there are a lot of skeins of yarn on the floor right now, so I think next up is a yarn organization part. I think I'm gonna throw all of my Woolon's Bunny Baby-ish yarn onto the floor, gather them by color, and then stick them back into the closet. So we're currently halfway through. I've done 6 more to go, and I'm already running low on floor space. Think I may have ordered too much yarn, but that's also partially the fault of that emergency yarn order that I had to place. I have quite a lot of yarn, but look at this beauty. I do think there is one thing I am required to do right now that all this yarn is laying on the floor. So, without further ado, this might be the most comfortable mattress I've ever laid down on. It's so empty behind me now. I think next up is I am going to move all of the yarn back into the shelves, but while doing this, I found a whole lot of yarn that isn't Woolon's Bunny Baby, and I just find myself never ever grabbing that yarn. So I made a big pile. What you saw on the floor is only Woolon's Bunny Baby. So I made a big pile of everything that is not Woolon's Bunny Baby. I'm gonna sort through it, and if it's really like a color that I don't have in Woolon's Bunny Baby, I might keep it, but all the rest I'm going to give away. It's a whole bunch of yarn. We'll just go through it later together and sort it out. Maybe I need to wind some skeins. Some of them are completely full skeins. Some of them are things that need to be wound up. We're gonna do that still in this video. And I think I'm just gonna host a little giveaway over on Instagram, and it'll just be, you get all the yarn, just pay for shipping. I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet, who's gonna be the winner. I think it's gonna just be on my story. But yeah, I definitely wanna do that. I will wait until after this video is posted, so you guys who don't follow me over on Instagram yet have a chance to win the yarn too. Now, I do like to note that I am from Belgium in the EU, so if you would order this yarn from the US or anything, shipping would be very expensive. Shipping for a box that has like tracking and is like warranted against loss or damage by the shipping company is 50 euros, which I would guess is about $55. So keep that in mind. You can choose to enter from wherever you are, but the shipping will be on you. So yeah, next up, I'm just gonna sort them back into their cubbies and hope that's gonna go quick. I think I'm gonna do that off camera a bit because it's gonna get chaotic. Okay, so was definitely not as bad as I expected. I even opened up a whole cubby down here, so I just put my big sleeping fox in there for now. But yeah, really don't have that much yarn as I thought. Well, of Woolon's Bunny Baby, that is. Okay, so with that out of the way, looking perfect, very pleased, I think it's time I go through all of my non-Woolons Bunny Baby yarn and sort through it and decide which are gonna go, which are gonna stay. I already kept 2 skeins. This pink one, this orchid pink one, and then there's one here as well. Just because those are pinks that I don't have in Woolons Bunny Baby, so I decided to keep those. Now, let's go through all of the yarn. All right, welcome to my floor. Let's go through all of the yarn. Now, there's a couple different brands here, but they're all the same thickness and like the same texture, so they're definitely, you're definitely able to use them all together. We have this purpley pinky shade by Grundel. I think I have more of this one. What am I gonna do? I think I'm gonna do a pile of full to nearly full skeins and then a pile of smaller skeins and then decide if I'm gonna wind any of those, because sometimes if it's just a little scrap, a bit of yarn, I feel kind of ridiculous adding it to the giveaway. Next up we have this Honey Bunny yarn, which is about half a skein. You know what, I'm gonna do a almost empty scale, half a skein, full to almost full. This light pink by Grundel. These 2 peachy salmony toned ones by Wolbine. Pink by Wolbine. This Honey Bunny Shine. This orangey yellowy shade by Yummy. Light yellow by Hobie Baby Snuggle. And another one of those apparently. Wait, no, this is Honey Bunny. It's a slightly different shade. This nice golden yellow by Baby Snuggle. Orangey yellow by Grundel. And another one of those. This is some yellow yarn by Wolbine, but I think I'm going to keep it. It's more of like a darker buttery yellow, and I don't have something very similar because that one's more like a bright yellow. Lavender yarn by Yummy. Pretty sure this is Honey Bunny. Himalaya velvet yarn. A green Baby Snuggle. Pink Yummy yarn. This minty green by Grundel. I think I have more of that one too. Blue by Honey Bunny. Blue by Wolbine. Purple by Baby Snuggle, a whole skein. Maybe I should keep this one. I don't have a shade similar to this. Yeah. And then this Honey Bunny Baby yarn that I have 2.5 skeins of. Honey Bunny Baby. Hobie Honey Bunny yarn. Red by Honey Bunny. Full skein of this green. Full skein of this green. Combined whole skein of this green. The reason I'm giving all of this away is because I would say about 80% of all of this yarn is yarn that I've had for at least a year, and I just don't grab it because it's not my beloved Woolons Bunny Baby. So yeah. Another pink by Yummy. These 2 grays by Hobie Honey Bunny. Full skein of purple by Hobie Honey Bunny. Full skein of this color, which we already had another skein of. Might have more, don't know. Full skein of this blue. Full skein of this yellow. I think I'm going to keep one of these skeins because again, it's a color that I don't really have in my blues. So I'll be keeping that one. So 1.5 skeins of this Honey Bunny blue. 1 skein of this Honey Bunny blue. 1 skein of this teal color. Almost a whole skein of this beige sandy color. Another skein of this blue by Grundel. Another skein of the dark gray by Hobie Honey Bunny. This forest green by Wolbine. These greens by Honey Bunny Baby, 2 skeins, and I think this was also the same skein, so 3 skeins of those. This green by Wolbine. This kind of burgundy terracotta, I would call it, by Wolbine. About half a skein of this. I've lost the name for it, but half a skein of this color. This kind of red by Baby Snuggle. Blue by Honey Bunny. Yeah, 2 skeins of those. Then this sandy. Yeah, almost 2 skeins of that one. Dark blue by Hobie Honey Bunny. I think that's it. I do have some more, but it's mostly like really scraps. So I'm just gonna put those in my scrap bin and just make scrap projects with those someday. Maybe do a little scrap bin video for you guys. That would be fun too. So yeah, and I think this is already more than enough yarn. I'll have to find a box that's big enough, and I hope shipping's not more expensive if I send this much yarn, Maybe I'll try to vacuum seal it or something. So a good look at all of the yarn I'll be putting in the giveaway. I think I'm going to call the video there. There has been a lot of yarn in this video. I fully did not expect this video to turn into a vlog just all about yarn, but it definitely did. I don't think I'm going to do an Instagram exclusive. I am going to make a Google form where you can just fill in your name, a way I can contact you, and the country you reside in so that I can calculate the shipping costs up front and let you know when you've won and tell you if the shipping cost is fine for you. Within the EU, it should be limited to under 20 euros, but anything else will probably be more expensive than that. So there will be a Google form linked below. I will put a note on the screen here until when this giveaway runs, and I will just contact the person off screen. I will probably not announce the winner or anything. Yeah, I will do the same over on Instagram. I'll post the form there too on my stories. And so yeah, I hope I can make someone very happy with this yarn. I'm very privileged to be able to buy so much yarn for my little Nooks Hooks company. So I'm very happy that I get to send over this yarn that is not well loved enough in this household to a household where it will receive all the love it deserves. And with that, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment. Thank you so much if you did any of those things. It really means the world to me and helps me out so much. I am now gonna get ready to go sit in the sun once again, and I will see you in the next vlog. Bye!